Out on the open sea, when a crew is tired, it's not just some minor issue. It's a massive safety threat that can lead to absolute disaster. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this invisible danger, looking at what really causes it and why fighting it is so incredibly important. Okay, so what in the world could a massive supertanker disaster possibly have to do with that sleepy feeling you get in the middle of the afternoon? It sounds like a stretch, I know, but there's a powerful link. The very same biological force that makes you yawn at your desk can, under the wrong circumstances, lead to a full-blown catastrophe. And you don't have to look any further than the Exxon Valdez oil spill. It's a tragic and perfect example of this. When investigators dug into what went wrong, they found that the crew was suffering from chronic fatigue. They simply hadn't had enough rest, and because of that, their judgment was shot. They were slow to react when the ship went off course, and the result was one of the worst environmental disasters we've ever seen. So let's really dig into this. Why is fatigue so much more than just feeling a little tired? Well, because it's this invisible force that just eats away at your performance, it messes with your judgment, and it can totally compromise safety, especially in a high-stakes place like a ship. To really get a handle on fatigue, we've got to start with our own biology. Deep inside every single one of us, there's this powerful natural rhythm, a kind of pacemaker that tells us when to be awake and when to be sleepy. And that brings us to the circadian rhythm. You've probably heard of it, right? It's basically your body's built-in 24-hour master clock. And it's powerful. It's programmed deep in your DNA to want you to be active during the day and sound asleep at night. You can't really negotiate with it. And what's so wild is just how predictable this whole thing is. Your body has these two major dips in alertness programmed into every single day. The biggest, most dangerous one is what they call the window of circadian low, happening between 3 and 6 in the morning. That's when your body is practically screaming at you to go to sleep. And then there's that other one, the post-lunch dip that we've all felt before. And this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? It shows the massive clash between what your body is built for and what the job of a seafarer demands. Your body wants to be asleep, but the job says you have to be on watch, right in the middle of that 3 a.m. danger zone. Your body thrives on a consistent schedule, but the ship is always moving, crossing time zones, and throwing that internal clock into total chaos. So when you keep fighting your body's clock night after night, you start racking up what scientists call a sleep debt. And yeah, it works exactly like a financial debt. The more you accumulate, the worse you function, until you finally crash and have to pay it all back with a whole lot of sleep. But hold on, it's not just a battle against your internal clock. That's only part of the story. This whole challenge gets cranked up to 11 because of the unique stress of being on a ship. It's not just about your schedule. It's about the very environment where you're trying to get some rest. I mean, just think about it. A ship is a 24/7 industrial machine. There's the constant noise, the vibration that runs through the entire structure, the endless motion of the sea. All of these things make getting that deep quality sleep almost impossible. And that's before you even factor in the mental stress of being isolated and away from your family. And on top of all that environmental chaos, the work itself is just relentless. We're talking long, crazy hours, tough physical labor, and the huge mental weight of being responsible for a vessel worth millions, not to mention its cargo and crew. So here's the real kicker. All these stressors, they're attacking you on two fronts. Seafarers aren't just getting less time to sleep, the quality of the sleep they do get is terrible. It's a vicious cycle that makes it a constant uphill battle to ever feel truly rested. Okay, so what happens? What happens when all that sleep debt and all that constant stress just keeps piling up and pushes someone right over the edge? Well, the way performance breaks down is predictable and incredibly dangerous. It's not like a switch just flips. It's more like a chain reaction, a series of dominoes falling. It all starts with that built-up fatigue. That leads to bad judgment. When you're tired, you're way more likely to take a risky shortcut. And eventually, that leads to a critical mistake. Maybe you forget a crucial step, or you don't notice a warning light. And if nobody catches that mistake, you get an accident. And look at how fatigue hits you. It's not just one thing. It's an all-out assault. It attacks your brain, making it hard to think clearly. It attacks your body, making you clumsy. And it even attacks your behavior, making you irritable and creating this dangerous I don't care attitude. Now, this next one is genuinely terrifying. It's something called a microsleep. This is where your brain, without any warning, just checks out. It shuts down for a few seconds. You could be standing there, staring straight ahead with your eyes wide open, but for that moment, nobody is home. Nobody's at the controls. And the scariest part? You often don't even realize it happened. The tricky part about fatigue is that when you're deep in it, your judgment is already shot, so you're the last person to notice. That's why it is so important to learn how to spot the signs in your shipmates. Things like trouble concentrating, being unusually grumpy, or starting to skip normal safety checks. Spotting these signs in a colleague could literally prevent a disaster. So, we've painted a pretty serious picture here. It's a complex, dangerous problem. So what on earth is the solution? You might think it's something complicated, but the truth is, it's actually incredibly simple. That's it. That's the whole secret. There's no magic pill, no special energy drink, no shortcut. The only, and I mean only thing that can truly reverse fatigue and bring your performance back is proper restorative sleep. We all do it, right? We grab a coffee, try to power through, but things like caffeine or even a quick power nap, they're just band-aids. They can mask the symptoms for a little while, but they do absolutely nothing to repay that sleep debt. They don't restore your brain. The only real solution is getting enough good, uninterrupted sleep to let your mind and body actually recover. And making sure that happens isn't just on one person. It's a partnership. It's a shared responsibility. The company has to do its part by creating fair schedules and making sure cabins are actually places you can rest. But the seafarer also has to take that responsibility seriously, use their rest time for rest, and, this is crucial, feel safe enough to speak up when they are too tired to work safe. And listen, this isn't just some friendly suggestion or a best practice. It is literally the law. International maritime rules are crystal clear. They require a minimum of 10 hours of rest in any 24-hour period for people on watch. And that rule exists for one simple reason: to stop fatigue from causing accidents. So, we'll leave you with this to think about. A seafarer is trained to spot every little hazard out on deck, right? A frayed rope, a loose container, a slippery patch. But maybe the most dangerous hazard of all is the one you can't see. That invisible exhaustion building up inside you and your crew. Recognizing that is the first, most important step to making sure everyone gets home safe.